While I have no idea how long it's been since you've last seen me and my face in a video, I know it's been a couple months. It's been a while. For some reason, the past couple of videos that I've wanted to film have just been ones where it's been an overhead setup. So, hi, haha. My hair's long enough to go into a ponytail. It's a very small one, but I don't know what I'm doing with my hair. It's just kind of there. I'm figuring it out. It's fine. Currently, I am dog sitting. So if you hear jingling, that or chewing or something, that is why. There's 4 dogs, so lots of things going on. Also, this setup is just kind of makeshift. I'm doing what I can, but I really wanted to film this now, partially because I don't want to do my homework. Yeah, finals weeks are approaching, and I just don't have any will to keep going. I wanted to do this now partially because I wanted to start working on some items, but mostly because I just don't want to do homework. I do know that a couple months ago I was ending all my project pans and I talked about like I don't feel like I need to do that anymore, but I do feel mostly the same. There are a few items that I want to get out for different reasons, and I think putting them in a project pan will just help me have the motivation to do that and keep myself accountable. And it's a very small amount of items. I will roll some things in, but I don't know if it'll stay at this number until the end of the project or if it'll just decrease until I'm kind of done. It's not necessarily a rolling project pan, it's just whatever I need to pan at the time, that's what I'll throw in here. I want to start with introducing a product that I've already been working on for quite a while, and I would like to get out by the end of the year. Don't know if that's possible, but it is a Franken contour I made a while ago. You'll see it in one of the past videos. I don't know, it's been a couple months. But I hit pan on it, pretty big pan, and so I repressed it recently, and this is what it looks like. It is fairly thin in the pan. However, I don't need a ton at a time or else it'll look muddy. It's kind of a weird formula because it's kind of shimmery. I tried to add a matte powder, but it's also really light, but also really cool toned. It's just not something I want to use all the time, but I am wearing it today and it's fine. I just want to get it out. It's made of like really old eyeshadows and I just don't want to deal with this. And after this, I do have another eyeshadow I want to use as a bronzer instead of a contour. I probably won't update this every month, I will say. Project panning I think I'll update it next month because I'll have a lot more time. But from then on out, it might be every like 3 months. We will see, every 4 months, who knows? But whenever it makes sense to update and when I have time. Next, I want to show something that I also want to get done by the end of this year. Again, not much time, but that's because there's barely anything left. I've been working on this for a while, but not very consistently and not much at a time. This Milani Conceal and Perfect Concealer in the shade 100 Pure Ivory, I believe that's the lightest one. I took the stopper out like a year ago, I don't know. And it's thicker now, and there is barely anything left, but I can still scrape the sides and get more product. It's so little left. I'm thinking what'll happen is during my break, I will film a couple videos, and in those videos, I will just wear this as foundation all over my face, and I'm hoping that in those few times I wear it, it'll be done, because, I mean, you can see there's scrape marks, there's not much left. No matter what happens, I'm going to consider this empty by the end of the year because it's old and it's getting kind of gross and it's getting thicker and just doesn't look good on my skin as much anymore. I use it today as a spot concealer and I think that's what it's good for just a tiny little dot and like concealing some acne or whatever. But on the face, you know, a lot, no. I just have to tap it in with my finger because it needs some warming. It's just too thick of a formula for me. I prefer the e.l.f. Hydrating Concealer typically, so yeah. I want this to be out within the next month. Let's get some of these eyeliners over with. I have had these Essence long-lasting waterproof eyeliners for a year and a half now. And I do enjoy them. I don't want anything on my waterline. It just doesn't work for me anymore. I notice that anytime I use this shade in my waterline, it just doesn't feel the most comfortable. Sometimes it's like itchy, or my eye just feels wrong and I have to mess with it, and then it's just not worth it. So I have a plan for this eyeliner. I will get to that after I get to these two. This is in the shade But First Espresso, and this one I think is Black Love. All the words have rubbed off these stickers and are rubbing off with the pencil. This is all that's left of the brown one. Very, very small. I will probably mark these on a paper or something, but just for reference, there's not much left of this. I will say I think I've enjoyed the brown the most out of all these shades, just because it's a more natural color. What I found is I like to use an angled brush and line it and then kind of get the shape, and then I'll fill in it with whatever is left on this pencil. I think I'm able to get more control that way. But yeah, I don't know how quickly I'll go through this, but this project will continue into the next year and however long I need it to. But the black one will be a bit trickier. It's a little bit longer, as you can see, and I just reached for it less. I have to wear it with an outfit with black, otherwise it would just look kind of strange on me. I don't know, I think it's my coloring is a bit too pale, a bit too like muted. If I had really dark hair, I think it would work better. Anyways, so you can see there's a pretty big size difference with here. And then this one is even taller than the other two. And my plan for this one has a lot to do with my plan for this guy. If you've been here for really any amount of time, you'll know this guy. This is the e.l.f. Beautifully Bare lipstick in the shade Touch of Blush. All the words have rubbed off, but it is really nice, sturdy packaging, I must say. It was originally $5, but e.l.f. has not sold this for ages. Though I love the color. I realized recently what's so perfect about it. I realized recently what's so perfect about it is the undertone. It's like the same undertone as my natural lip color, but just darker. It has that beautiful warm berry tone, and I think the warmth is what's important, because cooler tones can make me look a bit more dead sometimes, and then warmer also makes me look more dead, but it's this perfect balance. It's a beautiful shade, but as much as I love it, it is old. When did I buy this? 2017? Maybe even 2016. Let's just say it's about 5 years old or so. And you can see it used to, when you put it in here, you could see it sticking out of this packaging. Like it was full all the way to the top, to the point where if you roll all the way down, it would still stick out, which I don't understand why they did that. I feel like that doesn't make any sense, because then you can easily like, oh no. Luckily that never happened with me, but also I've used it to the point where you can see it's way down in there and you have to roll it all the way up. Even still, when I panned this in the past as a lipstick, it was so slow moving and I kind of got sick of it. Now I enjoy more pairing this with other shades. Like I have a nude lipstick I like to mix it with, but what I want to do to help with that process, because just using it as lipstick is too slow, is using it as a cream blush. And what I'm thinking is what will help is if I mostly help just to use this up, because I don't know what to use it up for. I was thinking maybe an eye base, but it's like a drier texture because it's meant to be a long-lasting eyeliner, and I just don't think it'll look that good on my eyelids. My eyelids aren't oily enough. But I'm thinking, I haven't tried this yet. I'm hoping it'll work. Is I will, whatever brush I use for this cream blush, I will color in a bit of this, or maybe I'll put it on my skin and put some of the lipstick on my skin, but I'm thinking it'll help mix it so that on my cheeks it's not so dark, because it's a beautiful shade, but I think it'd be a little bit dark as a blush. Obviously I can sheer it out, but I'm thinking this will maybe make it work. I'm hoping this pairing will work okay. I still want to use this on my lips, but just doing that won't be enough. I need something more, because this guy's old, and if I want to use it before it goes bad, I better pick up the pace. Speaking of lip products, Here is the Essence lip liner. It's the soft contouring lip liner. I don't think they make this line anymore, but they made a very similar looking one, which is a different name and a slightly different formula. I must say the one I have from their newer line, I don't know what it's called, but it's a much, much softer and more delicate formula, which is a little bit more annoying when you're trying to sharpen and use it and it goes really quickly. I am literally about to use that one up. To be fair, at first I was like, oh no, this color actually wasn't what I wanted it to be. Then I found love with it because pairing it with other things I thought really worked really well. But even still, it went super, super fast. And this guy is much firmer, which I prefer. I really like this formula of a pencil. This is the shade Under My Skin. Very pretty, but very bright berry. I'm wearing it today. It's like more like a light berry, more of a pink. What I've realized is what I want in a lip liner is it to be about the depth of my lips, but I don't want it much darker, maybe a tiny bit darker for definition. But I found I don't like the really harsh lip line. I want it to be more of a fade, where it's darker right here in the center and then it gets a little bit lighter on the edges. I find it looks more flattering. I don't know what it is, but the harsh lip line just looks strange on my lips. I even noticed today, I was like, ugh, that's why it's hard for me to use this because it's dark and bright. So I kind of had to use my finger to soften the edges. It's still a pretty color. I just think this will be difficult for me to use up unless if I force myself to pan it, because it's not something I've reached for that often because I'm not super into really bright pinky lips all the time. And if I want a lip liner, I usually want it to be more of a nude. As you can see, it's not super tall, but it will go a lot slower. I used it today and it did not get that dull. Versus the other one I use, like you would immediately get dull as soon as I use it. It was that soft. So I might not get another Essence lip liner if their new ones aren't like this. I might reach for maybe one of those NYX pencils I've heard are pretty good. I've heard a lot of good things about NYX lip liners. So once I use this one up, I'll probably go get like a nude NYX lip liner. But yeah, this guy I want done by the end of 2023. And the last product is also a lip product, and it's this Milani lip gloss in the shade Luminoso. Very pretty. I'm wearing it today, though it's probably faded. Let me just put on some more. I used to be a lip gloss gal. Like, if you remember my first year on YouTube, I was plowing through my lip glosses. To be fair, most of them were already half I used, but that's because I used lip gloss a lot. So it was easy for me to go through them because that was just my everyday thing. Now I'm not into it as much. This shade, it's not my favorite. I think I preferred the one I had before, which is Prismatic Peach. If I were to get a lip gloss again, I'd probably choose that over this. I just wanted to try something new. This is slightly less sparkly and it's more of a light shimmer. And it has a tiny bit more pigmentation of like this pale pink. It's pretty. It's just, man, this thing's probably like completely full. I just don't reach for them. I'm just not in love with lip gloss anymore. I think it's partly because now that I have a boyfriend, it's like, I don't want my lips to be sticky, you know? So there's that. When I'm at school, it's fine. My hair is also longer, so if it's windy, you know. It says it has 0.13 fluid ounces or 3.7 mils. So that's not huge. I think it's just thicker packaging and a really thick wand, but I have no idea how I don't even know if I'll be able to show progress, if it'll settle. I usually have it stored on its side in my bag, but we will see. This is everything I will be panning, including that one pan of contour, at least for now. Next time I'll update. If I use anything up, I'll let you know if I'm rolling anything in. But yeah, that is everything. Hopefully this will be an entertaining series to watch. I haven't panned in a bit, but I kind of missed it. But the reason I chose these are because I genuinely just want them to be out in my collection for one reason or the other, and I just need a little bit of a push to get them there. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed this video, and I hope that you have an amazing day. Bye!